Welcome to Tiffany Turned On. I'm your host, Tiffany Anton. I'm a psychotherapist specializing in sex and relationships, hoping to help you discover current topics in a fun, sometimes serious, and educational manner. I hope to help you get turned on to life as well as inside of your bedroom. Today, and both of us are in situations that we would not have guessed when we were 25, because now we're 51 and both single. Based upon my family's urging, I decided to get on dating apps. We're going to talk today about dating profiles. I have a list here of 15 simple but effective ways to make yours stand out. It's from Marie Claire. I was looking at a variety of tips of what our dating profile needed, and I'm going to check out the list of Marie Claire, even though in my hands I also have AARP.
We're not AARP members yet. We're not there yet.
But I do get emails from them.
We're not there yet.
I was joking around with her saying I needed to look at the profile tips myself, and she was very surprised by that.
Because I feel like you know who you are as a person and what you want and what you're looking for. So I was surprised that you needed tips on that. You, of all people, have the confidence to write.
Why do I need to research it? Because I tend to research all
things.
Stuff.
Oh, well, I researched to see what the best restaurant was in town. I guess maybe it shouldn't have surprised me. It did surprise me a little bit because I feel like you know of all people who you are.
One point is interesting is because I have helped a handful of my clients write their dating profiles. And I believe I've helped them because when they went over them with me, they were atrocious.
And that's why we're kind of doing this, because we've been on and off the dating apps. We've kind of giggled a little bit.
We have kind of giggled. We have laughed a lot.
We have laughed a lot about the matches that have tried to match with us.
Matchable.
Not matchable.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of like when she asked me to do a podcast with her, what would be a good one? And we kind of narrowed this down to be our first one.
It's definitely a good one. We're going to be talking about single and 50 in the future. We just decided to do one pinch of that with the dating profiles. Just like when you're checking out a research article, it talks about the limitations. We need to acknowledge the limitations here in today's podcast. What you're getting is two straight, middle-aged women. I want to recognize that this is not reflective of all individuals. Straight people only incorporate 28% of online dating, whereas the LGBTQI+ community is 51%. Thank you for accepting these limitations and continuing to listen. I made a dating profile a year and a half ago.
Yes, you did.
And at that time I was 49 and I had a lot of clicks and a lot of options. Now at 51,
it's a little bit different.
It's totally different because I'm certain the hot, available, smart men have their parameters set to up to the age of 50. And I have heard that men actually prefer younger individuals. Women are more open to older individuals. And when you set your profile, you can put your age range that you're open to.
So we decided to re-download Bumble.
I think we should say, I was on a year and a half ago, as I just mentioned. And I closed it down, and the main reason is I just wasn't ready. I had to do a lot more healing, experience different levels of growth, and I paused it. It was then the family came back and said, you've got to do this again. I started up in January as my 2024 We Want More theme, and by mid-February, I had shut it all down. Right now, we're in mid-March. My girlfriend here, she had also shut it down while talking about why. I'm like, oh, we've got to talk about this. Let's pull our profiles back up. Let's take them off of snooze and back up.
I had deleted mine.
Well, see, I put mine on sleep.
I've been on and off Bumble a couple of times in the last few years. I've been single for 5 years. I did Bumble the very first time during COVID, and that was a train wreck. quickly.
Everything was a train wreck.
Because everybody was home.
We're going to have dates with masks on.
Yeah. Everybody was kind of home bored, and it was kind of a train wreck. And I knew there was no way I was going to actually go out and meet up with someone during that time. So I quickly pulled my profile back down. I did not get back onto Bumble until last spring after I had broken up with someone. And I met someone last year, took my profile back down.
Was that a Bumble match?
It was a Bumble match.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have tried Bumble, Hinge, OkCupid, Facebook dating. That's what I've tried within the past year and a half. What have you tried?
Well, I did Facebook dating during COVID. And then last night I reactivated
Oh, it was
Facebook.
an oh Lord. Mm-hmm.
Facebook dating. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Facebook dating has changed since the last time I was on there. They have changed the way their platform, the way that they do things. So I was a little surprised by that. Bumble, we both did Hinge in January. Since completely deleted that. But I have not done OkCupid. I've not done the coffee date thing. I've not done
Coffee meets bagel.
Coffee meets bagel. I've not done Tinder. I've not done the Christian Mingles.
Match.
Not done Match.com.
eHarmony.
Not done eHarmony.
No.
Because I've not really taken the whole online dating thing super serious, because I've kind of dated someone on and off for the last almost 2 years. So it's been on again, off again. So I've not really taken it super serious.
I am in an exploratory mode. Think that there's less amount of seriousness in mine because I'm not on the hunt for a husband.
I'm not either. I mean, I think neither one of us really are on the hunt. Neither one of us are really, we're out there searching for our MRS card.
We've already been MRSs.
We've already been the MRS. We are not looking to...
What do you go by now? So I put Ms., M-S, period, and then Tiffany Anton.
I don't.
Do you still put Mrs.?
No, I don't.
Do you put Ms.?
I put Ms. Or
Okay.
I don't put anything.
I think this
I
is just
haven't
when
really
I'm
thought about
filling
that.
out stuff when it asks you.
I put MS. Yeah, I put Ms. on things, but I'm really not searching for a husband. I am really just looking for someone to share some time with. You know, I know some people are looking for that front porch person to spend the rest of their life with.
I have a very nice front porch, and so do you.
I do. I have a really cute front
And you have
porch.
2 rockers. I don't have rockers.
I do, but I don't have to be sitting on my front porch with anybody. I enjoy spending time alone.
I'm looking at companionship, friendship, humor, and eroticism.
I am looking for, I guess maybe that's part of the problem is
To do fun things with.
Have someone to
So it can be your plus one.
be my plus one, maybe share my day with, maybe share my
Saturday night with.
Saturday evenings with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I realize life is busy. Everybody has very busy schedules. I'm at that point with my kids where they are almost ready to completely launch into their full-time lives away from me.
And I have a child that's launched, has their
Complete-
own apartment. and-
living away from you. My kids are getting ready to move across the country, and so I am trying to enjoy these last moments with them before they completely move across the country, because I know that these are my last moments with them right here, and I don't want to feel guilty about missing that, because I know a year from now I'm probably not going to have these Saturday nights with them.
And a year from now, you're still not going to look for your MRS.
No, I'm
Do
still...
you think you'd be more serious online, though, when your adult kids are out of the
I
home?
don't know. You know, we've talked about how hard it is to make friends at our age with our kids not being in school
Yes. Or not being active in a church.
that you're seeing on a weekly basis. It's a little bit different to make friends. And so my goal, especially since COVID, is when I have been in social situations is I feel like I have made a lot of new friendships in the last 2 years. And so, which I, had some people come back into my life. I guess maybe through this online, I've made some new friends with online dating.
Oh, I'm great at putting people in the friend category. That's one of my strengths.
That is one of your strengths. So I guess
and
maybe...
I get told, don't friend them, date them.
And so I don't think that there's anything wrong with some of the online dating stuff as becoming friends with people. I mean, I definitely have probably put more people in a friend category. I'm not looking for my MRS card right this moment.
I was wondering about others that are on dating sites. What is their reason? And looking at the research, because of course I had to check it out, and this is from Pew Research, so it's official. The number one is naturally to meet a long-term partner or spouse. Number 2, to date casually. Number 3, to have casual sex. Number 4, to make new friends. I was wondering what site people are using for their online dating, and in particular within my age group. It looks like Bumble isn't really the place to be. It's only 9% of those in the age category of 50 to 64. If I want a real match, I need to check out Match. On Tinder for my age group, it's 17%. But if you're 18 to 29, Tinder is the way to go. So the top sites through age, 18 to 29, it is Tinder. Age 30 to 49, it is Tinder once again. Second place was Match. Reading up on the Washington Post in an article, The New Rules of Dating After 50, Less Pressure and More Picky, people often think that older adults fall in love less intensely without the giddiness and sheen of youthful infatuation. But falling in love as an older person involves the same group of neurons in our brain as it does in younger adults. That, however, may be where the similarity between young and older dating ends. Dating over 50 certainly has its challenges. The pool of potential dates is smaller than in our younger years, and many older adults struggle to find connection. Evidently, about 30% of adults over the age of 50 are single. The numbers may partly be explained by the climbing rate of divorce, as well as being a widow. And when we're older, we're looking for different qualities than when we're, of course, in our 20s or 30s. When people are in their 20s, they're looking for a life partner, and in most cases to have children and become parents and to whom to make their fortune. Younger people might seek out partners with certain educational backgrounds, social class, religious, or income levels in hopes of building this nest, long-term wealth and family. They may want to date people with qualities that meet expectations set for them by others. And when you're older, we already have an income and a lifetime of experience and are no longer intending or even able to have children. Those qualities don't necessarily matter as much. Despite this, older daters are actually pickier than younger ones. Younger men are more likely than older men to choose a partner they weren't sexually attracted to or madly in love with. I was really surprised. Helen Fisher said that one. Her hypothesis is that young people have to reproduce. They have to have babies, of course, for us to continue as a species. And so they're going to be more likely to compromise. And after your reproductive years are over, we are less likely to do that. An interview with Joe Minksh, a 51-year-old Pittsburgh resident. He got into the dating scene after his unfortunate second divorce in 2019. He says, I think at a certain age, if you have a date and you think it's good or okay, but the other person doesn't want to go out again, it's not a problem. It's not a blow to the ego. If someone agrees to go on a date with me, we try to have a pleasant time. And if it turns into more dates, that's great. But if it doesn't, I still have all the streaming services on my TV and my cat. This is so true. I would just have to add my cat and my dog. I just added stars to my streaming profile. I'm just loading them up. A bit like the best sex games and the best sex positions, dating sites promise to help you spice things up a bit in the bedroom, whether you're looking for romance or a one-time thing. With the help of dating expert Charlie Lester and Bumble's sex and relationship expert Dr. Caroline West, we'll be able to perfect your profile game in no time. Our expert advice promises to help best dating apps at the ready. We're going to discuss Bumble. And in Bumble, for those of you who don't know, it has the males and females on this one. And the females are the ones in charge. So the males can like you, but they can't have any discussion with you.
Well, and I also think on Bumble, first sign up, I think you can put in there that if you're searching for female...
Yeah, but how do they do that?
I think if you are looking for a female, you can put in there that you're looking for other females, or if you're looking for both, and then it matches people up. But we're just getting matched with men because that's what we chose.
But let's say, so the whole platform is about females take the first step. What do they do when it happens to be
a
lesbian
female
couples?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess maybe we would have to ask someone who has done Bumble that way.
I did ask someone on the opposite side, and so I asked a male today, who, mind you, I went out on a date with a year year and a half ago, immediately in the friend zone. And, he was an attractive dude. He had a good resume, to say, if you want to look at a relationship resume. It was just that we clicked as friends. I asked him to join us today in discussing his experience and how the profiles look like on the other lady's side. He had closed his apps, and when I asked, he said it is not worth reopening his profile to join us in today's discussion because all of his were closed. And now, the 15 simple but effective ways to make your dating profile stand out. As we go through this on Bumble and tell you the different tips, we're also going to incorporate profiles that are coming up from us, from those who have liked us.
Super swiped.
Yeah, and we're going to break it down and see how did these dudes do. Number 1, ask your friend for help. I totally did that.
And I think you did a great job on your profile. Your profile is a great representation of you.
I don't think you let me test read yours.
Yes, you did.
I did?
Maybe not at first. I don't think I really told you that I was on Bumble when I first started.
You're just, again, feelers out. So this is like ask your friend. So it's a phone the friend option because sometimes they do know better than us. I had a profile picture up, went out for New Year's Eve with Marianne, and I happened to show a male friend of mine some photos from New Year's Eve, and he says, you have to put that up.
Yes, it's a great picture.
And I didn't want to put it up because what I had on was a vest. That's what I had on. Of course, pants. Sequin pants.
Yes, sequin pants.
I had a vest on.
Very hot outfit.
A bow tie that had feathers on it, and a lapel pin that was feathers, and I felt like it was too provocative. And you guys urged me, both you and my male friend, put that shit up. And the reason I was cautious is because a year and a half ago when I put up the profile, I received too many I want to fuck type messages.
Yeah.
I didn't receive any I want to fuck. It was just about being sexualized, and I didn't want to be sexualized.
I had a picture on my profile when I very first started, and it was this cute little tank top thing, and it had spaghetti straps. And it just showed a little bit of cleavage. That seemed to be the picture that they were all liking or making comments on.
Kind of like, I like that cleavage.
That's why on my profile, I don't have a lot of pictures of...
But that's not even provocative.
Yeah, but I mean, seemed to be like that was the picture that they were like, hey, baby.
Because I'm thinking about you in some of your summer dresses, and I've never looked at them and thought, that's a bit much.
Like, ooh, you're showing like a little... You're really bringing your... Yeah. And and on any... And I mean, I haven't gone out on very many first dates on online dating because I've really been super, super picky.
Cautious.
Very cautious as well. But I've never worn one of those summer dresses on a first date.
But you and I have talked about some of the dates that you have gone on with online dates and from online dating sites.
Right.
I don't find you to be extra picky. Like, I don't see any pretentiousness when you're showing me things that I liked him or I'm passing on him. So you say that you're picky, but I feel like you're fairly open-minded.
I feel like I'm pretty open and give people a fair shot, but to get to a date with me, it takes a lot.
What's a lot? You got a smirk on your face. It takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
What is it?
I don't know.
More than, how are you? I want you to ask something linked to my profile.
Yes.
To inquire more. Tell me more about this. Or I found this part interesting.
Yes.
Hey, how are you? Doesn't work.
Yeah. What do you do for a living? That's kind of boring.
What do you do for a living?
Yours is interesting.
I do not let people know my last name before I have a first date because I don't want to be Googled. I think that hearing that, oh, this lady's a sex therapist puts a different tilt on potential expectations. I have taken the knob, in essence, and really turned it down.
It's a dial.
Okay.
You've really dialed it back.
Yeah, so I have taken my dating dial and really have dialed it down as to not present sexualized. And so I don't want you to know what I do. I'll say I'm a psychotherapist. I have had people say, what do you specialize in? And so I say couples. It helps me to feel safer and for people to get at least a first impression of me that isn't related to sex. Because that's what people think. Ooh, you're a sex therapist.
Yeah, like you're over-sexualized. And there's more to you than that.
I just love talking about sex, helping people with sex. When I was partnered, having sex.
Right.
I don't want that thrown out there in the beginning. Now, some people do. I mean, some people want hookups. And I am all for that. I think go for it.
Especially if that's where you are in your life, like that's all you're looking for. And I feel like I appreciate that when I have met people online and in first
text exchanges.
The first few exchanges that you're having, this is what I'm looking for. This is all I'm looking for is just a casual hookup. I am not interested in dating, this and that.
When you get those messages, though, it still feels respectful because it's like putting it out there first.
Yes, I would much rather someone be upfront about that because that's what they're looking for. That doesn't mean that that's what I'm looking for.
Well, they're going to be very disappointed if they were just wanting a hookup.
Right. Because I feel like I don't know what other women are putting out there.
That's why I wanted Mike to join us. Let me check it out. But profile back up. As I just mentioned, I wish Mike was joining us. I need a perspective from a straight man who's been on dating sites. Checking out this guy, Adam Lodoce, from sexyconfidence.com, and he gives us some additional insight from the male perspective about what they're looking for in a woman. According to him, number 1, men are looking for healthy women. I think most of us are looking for someone who's relatively healthy. He's taken it to the next level. He's saying, believe it or not, women with the word CrossFit in their profiles are 39% more likely to get messaged than the average girl. Yeah, you're not going to see CrossFit on mine. He notes that it either shows that you have a great work ethic and take care of yourself, or it's that you're also well-to-do and have enough money to pay approximately $300 a month. He recommends if you indeed exercise, then put that on your profile. Number 2, men are looking for women who are attractive, but not too attractive. I've mentioned, I believe, in part 1, but it will definitely be coming up, is that sometimes when there's photos of men that are pretty damn hot, yet limited information, the first thing I think is it's a fake account. I did the pretentious thing just a couple of days ago when I saw a very attractive 50-year-old man who, again, just had photos without information. I told myself, likely fake, but I clicked anyway. He responded very quickly to my shout out when I asked what he did for a living. Was this really detailed, something about imported goods and gold trading? Then after a couple of sentences, interchanges, I thought, you're so fake. So I wrote that. I believe you're fake. And then I was deleted. So checkmark, I was correct. According to data, you are 53% more likely to get messaged from men if you are in the kind of higher above average range. I think beauty is always in the eye of the beholder, yet we do look at societal standards of what is beautiful. Number 3, men look for women who live nearby. That's definitely what Marianne and I were doing. We were mentioning 1 hour is about the level of our commute. It seems though anything over 30 miles that you're less likely to get message from someone. I find this interesting. I'm sure that she would, because we get likes on Bumble from all over the United States. And that's an easy delete for me because I'm not looking for a long distance relationship. Mind you, I have a good friend of mine who lives across the country from someone that he met online, and they're actively dating and meeting up for a variety of holidays. Number 4, men look for younger women, but not too young. Men are 7% more likely to message women if they are the same age or 10 years younger, while they are 74% less likely to message someone more than 10 years younger. Men might be more physically drawn to women at times that are younger, but emotionally and intellectually, they often want someone closer to their age range. Number 5, men are looking for non-smokers. Most of the dating sites that I've tried, it gives you a question whether you're a smoker or not. And sometimes in men's profiles, you'll see a non-negotiable as smoking. Number 6, men are looking for women who are fun. So if men are looking for fun, it doesn't matter if you're 50, 40, or 30. It's the top mention in a man's profile when describing the type of woman that they're looking for. My friend and I were watching a TikTok that challenged women that are dating and saying, did you enjoy the date because they were fun or because you were fun and you bring the fun wherever you are? So pay attention because we want the fun to be balanced between the two of you. The final one is number 7. Men are looking for an honest woman. This brings up the tendency for people to lie about their age. If you say that you're 29 and you show up and you look more like 39, being honest about your age and about what it is that you want in your life, so you end up meeting the right match. Because every single time you lie, you're setting yourself up for an absolute dating disaster. Is there any one of these that surprised you? The music for Tiffany Turned On is provided by Kumasi Afrobeat. They are New Orleans' full Afrobeat band. They play to make you move. KUMASIAFROBEAT.com to listen more. If you enjoyed today's episode, go ahead, like, follow, share with your friends, and leave a review. Any of the recommended books or items that you hear about on my podcast, you can find them on my website. I have a special tag for sexual resources and wellness. This includes my TEDx talk titled I Love Pleasure. I consider it free therapy. It's all at NewOrleansSexTherapy.com. I hope you're here to get turned on to life and in your bedroom.